everyone, it's Cindy. Welcome back to Studioloo. So, for those of you who've been with me for a while, you may remember this. I'm going to pick up this series again. I'm finally through Defemember, so I'm going to continue this series. If you're not familiar with this series, I will link it below in the description box. This is me showing you how to use up a big book, which I think many of us need to do. So I have a box of ephemera here that I've already completed in some prior videos, and then this is the large cover of the original book that had this owl on it, and I simply collage Mod Podged the entire cover. So it's going to be a folio style book, and this was kind of a last minute decision to actually use the cover of the book, but I suppose that we wouldn't be using a whole book if we weren't using the cover, so I couldn't cheat that way. But now we're going to go back to the pages here. So the next page that we have has eagles and a little hummingbird on the back, and some beautiful birds here, one of which is like upside down. I guess that they can turn upside down on the branches. And then we have this cute little bird with its like balloon frigate bird. They have a big red pouch under their chin, so that's kind of cute. But I think in terms of ephemera, I think I want to use this bird, but I don't want to use it upside down. I think I want to use it right side up. So I'm going to fussy cut the bird right side up, and that will be used in a piece of ephemera. So I'll just cut that out real quick here. And maybe I will cut this bit of watercolor greenery as well with it. We may or may not use it though, because it's already quite a large piece. And I want to get those tail feathers. And I have to unfortunately get rid of his friend here, because that would look disorienting, I think, on a piece of ephemera. Have one bird upside down and one right side up. Okay, so there we go. And then, I mean, I could use that in something else, but I don't think I need to. I'm just going to look for a few words here. Always, you know, search through things for little verses, little snippets of words. I will take this. It says silk from cobwebs. So that could go into lots of different things. Then, if we look at the rest of the book page, so we lost that hummingbird, unfortunately. There's not a whole lot to use here. You could use this kind of thing for collage, tearing up in the background type things. But this is about, you know, trying to get sizing things down, right? We're trying to get rid of things and use them up. That is a part of what my next couple of months are going to be. I think I have lots of plans, but one of them is going to be using things up. So I don't see a whole lot there to search through to cut out. So let's make something with that. So it's an interesting shape. I think it would be nice as like kind of a tuck spot maybe. We could also size it down a little bit. Let me just grab something to use in the background. Just pulling my scraps over here. So I think what I'll do is use an old book here as the base for whatever I'm going to create here. So this is good because it kind of keeps me like in control in terms of the size of things that I'm making. So now we need to come up with a background for this. And I'm wondering about using this old 5 Little Peppers page. No, that red is kind of, it needs something else. I don't know, maybe these naturals. I always struggle with red and green together. I just don't really like it outside of like a Christmas theme or in nature, but like it's hard to reproduce that. I almost feel like I need some kind of gold or something like that. Possibly That's a little loud. This is a challenging one to get started on this morning. Okay. Okay. What about this cool green? Actually, that could work. Cool green with some other things. There we go. I just had to grab a couple more of these here. I have a plan, I think. So I think first I want to just collage and cover the background here with some of this cool green paper, just hanging out in my scrap bin. There we go. Trying to figure out what to do today. We had snow yesterday, so I think I probably will go for a little walk and take the kiddos out in the snow. I bought them a snow tube for Christmas, so maybe we will give that a try. If there is a spot, I will have to go looking for a new hill. I have to find some good snow hills this year. Okay. All right, so yeah, we'll just start by covering the whole background in this cool green. And then I'll get rid of this big glue page so that I don't get glue on everything. Okay. Yeah, so I think that will be nice on there. Now it needs some other things. Collage bits and bobs here. I tore apart this really old photo album yesterday, and I have all of this beautiful leftover page, what is it called? Spine core. And that could be kind of cool in the background. Oops. There's a little bit of blue in the beak there, so I may try to just pick up a bit of this. This is cabbage dyed paper. You know what? Let's just start gluing things down. I don't want to muck around too much with this. Indecisive collaging is not for me today. Let's just do it. Okay. Now this is going to need a little more consistent glue. I was playing with wool this morning, and so there are these little fuzzy bits here and there. If you see them, it's just wool. I promise it's nothing gruesome. It's just little fuzzies of wool. Let's put a little bit on there. Okay. I think we said that would go about here. Okay. Yep. That works. Okay. The pin back in the glue. It's going to definitely still need some more here. What do we have hanging about? We've got a bit of blue. It's kind of looks gray on that page. Some sort of thatched paper. No, I need something a little bigger in the background there. I need some of this cabbage dyed large format encyclopedia. There we go. Yep. There, and then maybe a little more down here as well. And there we go. Yep. All right, we're getting a little closer here to this making sense now. I really want to go antiquing today, but for several reasons. One including I don't need anything. I really don't. Two, I don't really want to be in the shops because of our numbers soaring here in Ontario. We have a lot of people getting sick, and I don't want to be one of them. So I'm just going to be responsible and stay the heck out of stores. And just do only the shopping I must, which is like food and things like that right now. I'm trying to settle things back down again here for a bit. Okay, so now we can glue the bird down, I think. Just this page here. We are going to lose those cute little tail feathers, but what can you do? We don't want to make it too huge. Okay. Then I think maybe I will just trim a little off the top here. And then I can actually tear this backing off. I don't need that on there anymore. Get rid of that and that. Get rid of all the scraps. And then I'm definitely going to stitch around this, but I just want to take another look here. Just clean up the edges a little more. Okay. Glue everything down, a little flip of the bottom there. Then, thinking a bit of ink. But what color? What color? Do I just want to kind of add a little vintage photo maybe to just grunge things up a little around the bird, I think. Just get rid of the white, yeah. We could probably, I was thinking of putting green around the edges, but let's just add the vintage photo first. And I do need to back this. I will back everything and stitch it after the video so that you don't have to watch me just gluing down regular paper onto the back. But I do back everything in like coffee dyed paper typically, and or something interesting usually. And then I will run it through the sewing machine. Yeah, just a little bit of another green to just add some, I need to glue that little, I'll be stitching it, it doesn't matter. That little bit of blue paper there. And just a little here. Just a little green. Kind of wraps it all together. Okay, I'm happy with this, I think. Got to even out the middle of this a little bit. There we go. Okay, so that's one done. Almost ready for the sewing machine. So I'll just set it aside. Then I will grab the book again. Next page is this one. So we have these cute little leafy nests. We have an ostrich. I think I really only want to do something with these leafy nests. So we'll just cut those out here, and I'll look through the rest for words later. But for now, I'm just going to tear this out. A little bit of a tricky tear here to not tear. There we go, the bird. Try to get that line out of there. There we go. One. And two. Okay, set those over here to look at them later. Then we could make a couple little pockets maybe with these cute little nests. So let me grab some paper for backing. That would be good. Maybe the other one could go on the old book page. I think actually we'll fold it the other way. It's not upside down. Okay. Just tear the edge off here. This handmade paper is a little difficult to tear sometimes. Okay, so now we need to thicken up the base of the pocket. I will use some of this large art book to do that. Just kind of using it as my base for everything right now, which is actually another really great way to use up big books, is using them as glue pages, using them as bases for things. I think sometimes it helps me to have like a pre-sized canvas, so this kind of suits that purpose. It only lets you go so far. All right, so that's this one. Then we'll get this book page here. We have two. I don't need two. That'll be a little too thick. I'll just throw a little glue here. And again, I stitch everything around, so I'm not going to glue too obsessively. Get those bits of, okay, yeah, that'll fit. Okay. Now let's just cut these pockets out, I think. Yeah. And again, I don't need this side. If you really wanted a thick page, you could use both, but I don't want one that thick. This one I think will go on here, and then this one over here. Probably like this. Now we need to again do a bit of collaging and adding interest to this. So just grab some bits and bobs from my scraps again. Got this little bit of trim that could be cute here. So the yellow from the bird and the yellow from the trim. That could be nice. I'll add a little of this here. Let's just glue those right on too. Put this art archival ink out of my way. Okay. So I think the next few days, the days that I'm able to film, I'm going to just kind of do some general cleanup, and I'm not sure yet what, because I have a lot of plans for February. Scrap of this. This is the waxy stuff that I did for the ephemerimber. Some silver. Yeah. I really respect people who sort all of their scraps out because I'm really not good at it. It's something I never make time for, and I really should. But once you sort them, it's kind of like, then what? Like, I don't know. I guess they're easier to use because you can have them in different sizes and stuff. And yeah, I get that. But somehow I feel like I would just collect more because then they'd be in multiple containers instead of one basket. Because what I do these days is once the basket is full, I just sort of, I will hoe it out a little bit, get rid of things because you can't use it all. It's just not possible. I'm not going to be unrealistic and hoard a bunch of stuff. I just don't want to do that. Yeah, a bit of that would be good. We already have text on the other one. Maybe some black here. A little bit. Or maybe over here. Yeah, over there would be better maybe. And I want to put a word snippet of some kind on both of these, I think. So glue this down, glue this down. Things are very quiet in my house right now, which is interesting. My kids are both at home because there is no play group this week, and we don't know what's going to happen for January at the play group that we take them to, because we're not sure if, because of the numbers and everything, if it will be safe to go. So it's hard to say what will happen in the new year. Something else. This looks like old advertising paper. This is like Christmas ephemera. No. No. Here we go. Sometimes it just takes a while to decide how you want to do a collage. So I hope you're doing something while you're watching me, because you'd be bored maybe. Okay, let's just commit to this. Get it down. There we go. And then I want to just glue the bird down too. And then I will look at words, snippets, and things to go on top. There we go. The point of a good story. And maybe right in the heart of the wood for the other one here. Here we go. I feel like I'm being so quiet today. It's almost like I'm being influenced by the silence in my house. It's so rare. I'm kind of worried what my children are doing, but they're with their dad. All is well. Okay. Actually, they're probably eating. He did just make some breakfast for them, so. Because my son slept in, I was sort of waiting this morning to make him breakfast, and my daughter was not interested. She's been playing with her. She got some, like, I made her a jewelry box for Christmas because she's been really into, like, different kinds of jewelry lately. She's really appreciating jewelry. So she's been playing with her jewelry, and she also got a Sonic the Hedgehog race, like, remote race car kind of thing, remote control car. So those two things have kept her pretty busy. So they were definitely a hit. Okay, so pockets, I think. Those are done. Just going to trim. All right. I was trying to decide if I want to round the edges, but I don't necessarily think I will. I will clip a little thumb hole in the top, I think. There's my children. I can hear them now. Okay. Everything is back to normal. Okay, so we have 2 pockets. Done and done. And I think we might have time for one more as we slowly putter through this book. I can show you what I did this morning. I finished the last of my Anne Brooke 52 tags handmade challenge. It was a macrame tree, and I made it with some nice Irish Aran wool in this beautiful green that my girlfriend from Dublin brought to me several years ago. I have this little scrap of it left after making myself some beautiful cabled mittens that come all the way up to my elbows. They're so nice, and I've just been hoarding this last bit of it, so I thought because this was a project for myself, I would kind of memorialize it a little here. I have this much yarn left, and I'm probably going to incorporate some of it into the Roxy's Journal of Stitchery because again, it will be a project I get to keep. So that's good. All right, so this next page, what do we see here that we would want to use? Not a whole lot. Maybe this little bird. I don't really think I want to use this ostrich very much, so this little snipe, I will cut it out. And I'll keep the rest for some word snippets. I will look at that page after for word snippets. So let's just sit this, move this out of the way. We'll set this little snipe here. And maybe we could look at what could be next. Next page. Okay, so I love this bird, although it's a monkey hunter, and I think what we'll do is I just want to like make a tag or something with the bird itself. So we'll save the monkey from the clutches of this bird. And then is there anything else on here? We have a woodpecker. Honey for tea. And the secretary bird. Yeah, a lot of these are like kind of gruesome. They're like hunting birds, so I don't necessarily think I want to use a lot of that. This page, I think I definitely will use this image, and I'm going to just tear it out. So what I might do, because I'm kind of feeling a little bit like we've made a lot of videos already on using up books, is I'm going to just maybe, or using up this book rather, I'm just going to maybe complete the tearing out and the choosing of what I'm going to use out of the book and then setting it aside. And maybe I'll do another ephemera video, but maybe not. We'll see. If you have a preference one way or the other, let me know. If you're like really following this and kind of frustrated that I would skip through it, let me know. Because yeah, I don't have to skip making the rest of the ephemera. But what I'll do is just kind of show you like my process, how I choose, you know, a little bit more, how I go through a big book like this. Because sometimes you just have these big books in your stash and you just need to get rid of them because they're taking up a lot of space in your studio. So another thing I do is I try to examine where I have things that are in the center, because you can put that picture back together if you want to save it. This one, I don't care. I'm not partial to. I think I'll use this bird again. And again, I just want to freeform tear around it because I kind of like how that looks the most rather than a hard cut or something like this. And I'll just tear along here too. Okay, so we have this, and then the rest of this, again, I will go through the whole thing and look for words after. Now see, here we have an owl. Now with the owl, it is in the center, and I would like to keep it together. The nice thing is the two signature, or the signature, actually the pages are connected for this one, which means that I don't have to lose the connection of the pages. I won't have to completely glue them together. I will have a seam, but that's okay. I'll be able to deal with that. So I'll just use my ruler to clip off this, and with it, the sad little mouse that is being captured by the bird. Now over here, I noticed on this side, oh no, we're going to lose that whole image. Okay, never mind. I'd want to keep about this much of this. So,
hi.
Hello.
Cut some journals for you.
You want to cut up some journals for me?
Yeah, some paper.
Some paper. Okay.
Can you give me some scissors that are not to stay sad?
Okay. Can we do this a little bit later? I will help you in just a minute. Sorry about that, 4-year-olds. Had to give her some activities to do, because she is my little studio kiddo. So, okay, so there we have the owl. We saved it. Now on this side, there's this beautiful bird, and there's also a crow or a raven. Penguin's not so interested. I think this one, I would actually just keep the hard line and make a tag with this. Save that. And then there's this cute bird up here, a rufous woodpecker. That's cute. So is this. So I think I would just probably roughly fussy cut around these ones, because they'd be good for like page tabs or pockets, like little images, or like if you wanted to make a stamp out of them. Actually, that might be fun. Let me grab my stamp cutter. Sorry. little far at the back of my desk there. So yeah, I have this this stamp cutter, and actually I should have done this before I cut it because it'll be a little harder to maneuver, but not impossible, maybe. Come on. Yeah, definitely do this before you don't cut your paper first, because it makes it really hard to get it where you want. All right, we're going to give one last futile attempt here and see if we can do this, and if not, we will move on. Okay, almost in there. Go, go, go. Okay, I will move on. But we could do that with the raven. That was stressful. See, way easier, right? Now we have a raven stamp. We could do a stamp with this one too. It's kind of a nice way to like use these small images. You know, even if you're not like really struck by the image, it's nice to have little stamp shapes. Not all of us have access to postage stamps, right? So it's nice to create your own if you have a punch that you could do that with. You could also do it with pinking shears, you know, scissors. Okay, there we go. Set that aside. Then we have just these penguins here. And then we just have like the facts and the index page. Now I know a lot of people make things with index pages. So, you know, you can make an envelope with this, especially if you're doing like a journal that is about birds or something, and this is all about birds. It's a really nice way to kind of do that. So I'm just going to tear this into a square. And then maybe make an envelope or something with it, because that would be good. So we've used up this whole book. So here's what I have left. All of the remaining kind of fodder to use up for the journal. And then here's the ephemera that I've made so far that's finished. So lots of cute stuff. I like the flamingos. Really like this one with this hawk and the hummingbird. So we made quite a bit of ephemera this way, just kind of going through a book. So I will finish up the stuff that we made today, which is just these, I think two pockets and a large piece here. I will stitch those and they'll be finished. And then this is what remains. So let me know if you'd be interested in watching an ephemera video with these, or if you're okay with me just doing it off camera. Then I think what I'll do is come back to this when I'm going to maybe put the folio together, and we can do some folio work together. That would be kind of fun, I think. Oh, and there's even more in here that I didn't show you. Little triangle owl pocket. Yeah, so we have lots going on in here already. So I'm just going to plunk all those in there as my unfinished stuff. But then that is the end of our video, and I'm going to spend the next few minutes just going through these pages and deciding if there's anything worthwhile to keep. So today's video was just kind of getting things done, and so I hope you enjoyed. I will be back soon with some fun, exciting things, and until then, I hope you're having a really nice day, and we'll talk again soon. Bye for now.